everyone. Aaron Hurt, joined at this time by three of the toughest men I have ever met, and probably most of you out there would have met too. We're talking about franchise player Chris Pruitt, the Irish Hitman Lafferty, and last but certainly not least, the man who is still the PWA United States champion, the legend that is Sam Houston.
Was there any doubt? Brian Blade ain't got nothing on Sam. And Sam, you know what? When Brian Blade, JTH, and Jordan Carlisle, when they attacked you last week, there was absolutely nothing worse than that. But it got us the opportunity to team up with you. Listen, I am the franchise player. I'm the guy who started the PWA. This is the Irish Hitman Lafferty. He loves to fight. And then we've got the one and only, the PWA United States champion, the legendary Sam Houston.
The silent but violent Irish Hitman, and of course, Sam Houston. Now, Sam, you competed and defended the United States Championship, but that wasn't enough action in the PWA because you were out to get some of these other men. What do you think about the competition that we have here in the PWA?
You got some of the best in the nation right here. You don't have to go far if you want good wrestling action. You know, and I'm proud to be here. I carry that title everywhere I go with pride. You know, it's going to take a lot to take it away from me.
Well, I know that a lot of the fans were glad to see you here take care of business, and with these two men by your side,
It was all mine. I mean, you know, I travel a lot. I've been around the world 8 times, but anytime I can get together with guys like, you know, Chris Cruitt here or Mr. Lafferty, I like that silent but violent, yeah. But anytime I can get together with guys like this, you're on the same page with, you know, you can go out there and get the... We went out there, we had 3 idiots that needed a lesson taught to them. And we didn't have to break bones. We hurt their pride. We hurt their ego, deflated them, and we whipped their ass.
Well, we all saw it go down. Quite frankly, it's going to be something that is replayed for years to come in the PWA, and hopefully those guys learned a little bit about coming to try to get a piece of gentlemen like this. Maybe they won't be so froggy next time.
Brian Blade, Jordan Carlisle, JTH. Hog, you got what you had coming to you. Don't mess with these 3 men here ever again.
A victorious trio, Chris Pruitt, Lafferty, and Sam Houston. Fans,
We're going to take you down.
Chris Pruitt still fired up, fans. We're going to wrap this up for now because these men got a lot more to do, but we want to thank you for joining us here at the PWA. Come back for more real soon. Hello, wrestling fans. Aaron Hurt, along with Big Joe Black, wanting to say welcome to another great edition of PWA Rush here on YouTube. Joe, we've got a huge match to kick things off. Irish Hitman Lafferty. We saw what happened. We heard what happened, I should say, after the big 6-man tag match from our last program. What are your thoughts on the comments we heard from those 3 men?
I think they should be definitely ready for tonight, especially since they wanted to be so slick in their decisions last time.
Well, I know that Lafferty and JT just got warmed up in that encounter last week, and now it's going to be one-on-one with these 2 men. It's going to be definitely a very interesting confrontation. You see JTH lingering on the outside there.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be keeping my distance from someone who I would ambush just not too long ago.
The fans are certainly ready for this. We've got a packed house here in the PWA Arena in Lancaster. We want to thank everybody that may be new to the broadcast here. Joe, it's been fantastic to be getting all of the new views and all of the people coming to check out the PWA. We hope that they like what they see here. Joe, I would like to let everybody know we're going to get an update from you on your injury status as the program goes on, because we want to let everybody know what you're up to.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I don't want to keep anyone in the dark about what's going on, especially all the average Joe fans out there.
Well, these 2 are about to lock up here. 2 of the toughest men by far. among the ranks of the PWA.
Yeah, I would have to say, from what I've seen in the past, Lafferty himself is a heavy hitter. Also, is JTH.
Lafferty's usually very aggressive at the start of a match. Sometimes that can inadvertently provide an opening for your opponent to take advantage of.
Oh, absolutely, especially when one person's ready to go. But as you can see, JT, he's taking his time. Yeah, I bet he's thinking twice, especially after what happened not so long ago. He's probably checking his bag for all his tricks.
Well, we're going to have to see what he comes up with. I'm sure that he doesn't remember that encounter as fondly as some of us did, who saw it on YouTube or happened to witness it live here at the PWA Arena. But this is not the only big match that we are going to be bringing to you tonight, fans. We've got Real Deal Kevin Pruitt set to face off against one half of the tag team champions, Outlaw Tony James. We saw Tony's partner Randy compete against another newcomer here to the PWA, Pruitt. Did not work out very well for the newcomer.
Yeah, from what I've seen last time, sitting at home watching everything on the side, it seems like he had a lot of charisma in his bag, but it didn't really help him out in the end.
Well, it takes a lot more than that to make a name for yourself here in the PWA, and apparently these two men are ready to go at it here. Locking up Colorado center of the ring, and look at this. Lafferty pushes the bigger man back into the corner with relative ease.
Yeah, when you got another big guy in the ring there, you want to kind of assert your dominance as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, and a clean break from Lafferty, but no such compassion from JTH, going right to the eyes.
That's a dirty way. You don't know what to be on those thumbs anyway, especially digging in your eye.
Well, that's an excellent point there. And if this is the way JTH wants to go at it, then I'm sure Lafferty will oblige. That's what this man does best.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen him in his lowest moments just come back out of nowhere. So JT's got to have to watch out.
Well, JT's definitely trying to rethink things here on the outside after taking that big lariat from Lafferty. Lafferty's not all about the fisticuffs, though, as much of an expert as he is in the street fighting style, if you will. He can wrestle with the best of them. Oh, knife edge chop. Listen to that.
Yeah, that has to sting, especially when you're wearing a shirt like that. Give me a few haymakers, it looked like.
Yeah, JTH reeling. Lafferty wisely rolls back in to break the referee's 10 count.
You can just hear the skin smacking off his jaw.
You can practically hear the air rushing out of the lungs of JT from that shot to the midsection, the ample midsection. But
didn't seem like his punches were enough for that thick skull of JT.
Well, JT took advantage of the Lafferty being the second man in the ring and quickly pounced on him, started choking away there, took all of the referee's 5 count. Snapmare positions Lafferty center of the ring, just twisting away at the neck.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure to have on your neck, especially when you got flipped over like that and you're all disoriented and whatnot.
I think just digging at the face, and yeah, Lord knows where what JTH got into before this match. I certainly would not like to have that guy trying to shove his hands down my throat or anything of the sort like he's trying to do here.
That is not pleasant at all. JT and I had some run-ins, and let me tell you what, I couldn't see clear in the end.
Let's hope Lafferty has better luck, and I don't think that headbutt is going to do much to clear his vision. Oh, and a big clothesline from JTH.
Yeah, it seems like Lafferty needs to find his bearings and catch JT off at some point and disorient him and get him off his track.
Well, the fans have distracted him for the time being. Lafferty being granted a few extra moments to recover over there near the ring ropes.
Yeah, it just seems like JT's just kind of playing with him now, kind of toying with him.
Well, he's certainly having his way with him. Surprisingly, at least to my eyes. Five minutes elapsed in the time limit. 5 minutes gone in this huge match as JTH clamps on that straight armbar there.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a long 5 minutes for Lafferty since the tides have changed so far for JT.
Well, the crowd is trying to give him a little bit of energy as Lafferty scrambles back to a vertical base.
Yeah, it seems like he's really feeding off his chance. As you can see, he's starting to get a little fired up.
There's a lot of fire behind those right hands. Oh, but another clothesline.
And he stopped him dead in his tracks.
JT has looked especially dominant, and that says something when you're facing the Irish Hitman Lafferty. JT just...
Well, when you're as seasoned as these two guys, you can kind of have the stamina to keep going, but once you get your I would say your comeback, there's no stopping you then.
Well, Lafferty, luckily for him, was close enough to the ropes to prevent the referee from counting his shoulders down there, but...
He's just doing him dirty now. He's just...
It seems like JTH is only marginally interested in winning a wrestling match here. He's just out to torture Lafferty. As we said, these two men faced each other in a very brutal war that we featured on our last broadcast, and they are battling it out for a spot at the top of the rankings, both for the heavyweight championship and the U.S. championship.
Oh, absolutely. Since he started wrestling Sam Houston, he's been on a long, dark path, and he doesn't really care who he wrestles, just inflicting pain.
Well, I think Lafferty might have finally had enough, because he comes charging out of the corner with a flurry of right hands to the midsection and then one to the jaw.
There he goes.
Whips JT across. Oh, but JT astutely avoided that.
Caught him with the boot and slowed it down.
Kicked him right in the midsection, and yes, brought things to a screeching halt as far as Lafferty's concerned. Oh, huge running knee lift.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight coming to the jaw.
Well, JT is around the 365, 375 pound range. One time this man was over 500 pounds. But having lost all of that weight, he is far more agile and maneuverable. It's given him an entirely new aspect to his wrestling style.
Oh, absolutely. When you start shedding pounds and start putting on the muscle, you can do a lot more and move a lot faster.
But as you can see, this is not the purpose of JTH. Seemingly, he just wants to try to injure this man Lafferty or humiliate him, or Lord knows what. He probably could have ended this match several minutes ago.
Oh, absolutely. This is where you see just a professional using his abilities for bad rather than good.
Well, Lafferty is just coming up with these headbutts here. I mean...
Yeah, he's got to have a strong spine to inflict that much pain on JT, because that's a lot of layers to be punching through and headbutting through.
Well, the fact of the matter is, if you want to let Lafferty stay in the fight, that could prove to be your undoing, because if you get this man down, you need to put him away once the opportunity presents itself, because he's as relentless as it comes, and he's starting to fight fire with fire in terms of taking the shortcuts and the brutality here in this encounter. Now it's JT taking control, whips Lafferty across.
Seems like they're just giving one for another. They're giving each other receipts.
Well, as you can see, Lafferty this time able to avoid. Oh, went for a DDT, but JT.
Oh, it looks like Lafferty might have dropped it on the elbow. That's I know what that feels like. That's a lot of pain shooting up your forearm there, especially that much weight crashing down.
Well, and JT is taking a bit of a stroll here amongst our fans. Hopefully he's not headed to the back, because...
Yeah, you better think twice, especially...
I mean, if he's simply content with possibly injuring Lafferty, then his work is in fact done. But one would think that he would not want to give Lafferty the satisfaction of having the win on his record. And yeah, as we said, if you want to let Lafferty stay in the fight...
But that's when you just got to be able to control your emotions and think about the fight rather than what's happening.
Well, they're making their way back into the ring here. Oh! 10 minutes elapsed in the time limit. 10 minutes remain.
And it looks like he had to do the old swifty kick to the rope there just to get the job done.
What a victory for JTH.
If you call that a victory.
Your winner, JTH. JTH with an important victory over Lafferty, but I would certainly define it as a cheap one. And Joe, I would imagine that this kind of result will only intensify the ill feelings, the animosity Lafferty has for JTH.
Yeah, getting kicked in between the legs is just cheap. Wouldn't want to lose that way.
Well, it's got to be tough for any competitor to lose a match in that fashion. But fans, stick around, because coming up after this break, we've got a lot more for you on PWA Rush, including our main event and some comments from one of the participants. So come back for more with Big Joe and myself here on YouTube.
Franchise player Chris Cruitt here for the PWA School of Professional Wrestling. Do you want to be a wrestler, a manager, a ring announcer, a commentator, a referee? The PWA School of Professional Wrestling is your opportunity. 737 Slocum Avenue in Lancaster, Ohio. Tryouts are absolutely free from 7 to 9 on Tuesday. Come on down, try it out. See if you got what it takes to be the next big star.
Before Real Deal Kevin Pruitt competes in tonight's main event against co-holder of the Tag Team Championships, Outlaw Tony James, let's take a listen to some comments that he had just a short while ago. Hello, everyone. Aaron Hurt here with Real Deal Kevin Pruitt and, of course, Matthew. Want to get some words from you, Kevin. We know that you have your sights set on recapturing the heavyweight championship from Bjorn. Do you have any thoughts to share with the champion at this time, especially after the attack that you pulled on him just recently? You've got to have some thoughts about your upcoming match with Bjorn whenever we're able to get the contract signed.
What I did to Bjorn, that was just a taste of what I am going to do to Bjorn when I step into the ring with him and I regain my PWA championship. Bjorn, I've already told you I am a dangerous man, and whenever I decide to challenge you for my PWA championship, you better be ready, because it's coming home with Team ETB.
Well, fans, we can only assume that it is just a matter of time before these two men put pen to paper and make it official, the rematch for the championship. Kevin trying to get back what he lost to Bjorn.
I'm not trying to do anything. I am going to get back my PWA championship.
Well, fans, you'll have to keep your attention glued to PWA Ohio on Facebook to find out the moment that this match is announced, because we can guarantee that it will be one of the biggest main events we have ever had the opportunity to present at the PWA. Kevin and Matthew, too, have got a tall task in front of them trying to get that belt from Bjorn. Main event time here on PWA Rush. Aaron Hurt with Big Joe Black still with me here at the broadcast position, and we've got a huge match to come. But while we are about to see the competitors enter the ring, Joe, why don't you give everybody out there an update on your status of the injury that you recently suffered, and what your plans are here in the PWA in the near future.
So recently, a few matches ago, I made a few mistakes that led to a few knee injuries that leaded to a ACL repair. So far, I'm taking my time in physical therapy and getting back to 100% where I need to be, so I can once again be in the ring and do what I do best and be there for the fans.
Well, Joe, we hope that that day comes very soon. In the meantime, we're glad to have you here in the broadcast position, and we will keep the fans updated on your progress and on your prognosis once, as you said, your rehab progresses. But in the here and now, we've got a huge confrontation, and I'm glad to have someone like you here to give me a little bit of insight as someone who's faced both of these men on numerous occasions.
Absolutely. It's basically, in my mind, the Clash of the Titans. You got new wrestling and you got old wrestling, and you never know what's going to happen between two greats like this.
Well, you can see Tony James there, co-holder of the Tag Team Championships, and Real Deal Kevin Pruitt. Heard some thoughts from him just a short while ago, and we expect that we will have some information about Kevin's plans regarding his rematch with Bjorn for the championship coming up in the near future. We will be returning to the PWA Arena on March the 19th, which is just a few short days away, and we should definitely have a lot more on that situation to discuss following that event. You can get those tickets, get tickets for that event at pwaohio.com.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that next show because ever since Kevin lost the title, he's been on his A game. He's been a determined man, especially at the age he is. And when you got gold set in your mind, there ain't nothing stopping you.
Kevin Pruitt has been showing a certain wisdom beyond his years, but Tony James might be here to remind the young man who is the teacher and who is still but the learner, because you know just as well as I do, Joe, that Tony James played a large part in the development of Kevin as a wrestler such as he is today, in terms of his training and some of his conditioning.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like a matter of master versus trainer, and you never know what's going to happen because the trainer is the master.
Well, I know that Tony James is always ready in case a young competitor wants to test his skills, and I know you've experienced that particular scenario yourself, but Kevin has quite possibly been developing some things down at the Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy that he hasn't shown to anybody yet here in the PWA.
Oh, that's absolutely true. You never know what he could be hiding, especially when you're up against one of the seasoned wrestlers like Tony, because one wrong move and Tony's going to be on you like a ton of bricks. He's like the crushing weight.
Well, quick go behind from Kevin there.
It's actually a pretty good deal because not too many people can get that upper hand right away on Tony.
No, and Tony able to make his way out.
Tony showing him that he's not just some old man in the ring. He's actually a force to be reckoned with.
Tony James is not ready to be put out to pasture anytime soon, and believe me, just ask him and he'll tell you. But right now it's Kevin who forces...
Yeah, Kevin's trying to assert his dominance and let Tony know who he is.
Kevin with the offensive advantage there briefly, but we've seen a couple of Kevin's acquaintances and fellow students from the Jacobs Pritchard Academy, speaking of Pookie and Jeffrey Excellence, and Lord knows that those two might be lurking nearby should a moment present itself.
Oh yeah, when you have opportunity, there's always room to make friends, and friends can be helpful in dire situations.
Yeah. Well, with friends like that, who would need any enemies, as the old saying goes? But he's got his brother Matthew out there watching his back for whatever that's worth at the moment.
Yeah, he might be able to do a little bit, but I wouldn't be worried about him.
Well, he's been bragging quite a bit about being responsible for that knee injury that we discussed. We all know what a falsehood, what an absolute farce that is. But, I suppose that, there will be a time where you will make him perhaps eat those words.
Oh, absolutely. The little guy's always going to try to be make himself feel better when he assists a already injured knee.
Well, Tony James right now sends Kevin hard into the buckle, so hard that Kevin went up and over in that corner, and
seems like caught him by surprise. Now he's trying to get a control there of that neck.
Well, he's got that front face lock applied, and then he comes down with the forearm
That was a pretty brutal forearm to the back.
Well, and Tony knows just how to grind the bones of the arm in on the ear when he has you in a hold like that to apply maximum damage, and just effortlessly slams Kevin. Center of the ring, makes the cover.
Yeah, when you're wrestling Tony, it's almost like you're playing a video game on extremely hard, and it doesn't give you any space for
Well, I think that Kevin would more than happy to be playing a video game right now instead of experiencing the reality of this.
Oh yeah, this goes far between video game and reality. I would say so myself.
But right now, Tony James.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of pressure on the elbow and that pit there. That's a lot of joints being put under a lot of pressure. And
the arm is not intended to bend that way, and it was being bent several unintended ways at once there. But Kevin still, with the awareness to come up with the short jab to the abdomen, and
yeah, it seems like he's still got a little strength in his right arm there, but. He decided to break the eyes there and just give himself a breather.
And now Kevin is starting to take over and control the pace here. Drops the knee down. Asks the referee to make a count. You're not going to pin Tony James that way.
Yeah, you gotta really put your work in on Tony James. Get him to stay on his back and not want to kick out.
They're just trying to grind the man's face into the mat.
It's putting a lot of pressure in that, and it just wears you down, especially when you got in a headlock down on the ground.
Well, it looks like Kevin's in his ear, so to speak. Now switches to the small joint manipulation.
That's not going to feel good at all, especially
when you rely on punches like Tony James does. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a lot of power being taken out of the shoulders.
5 minutes elapsed in the time limit. Very eventful 5 minutes in our main event here tonight, and Kevin with the body scissors trying to get to the mount position, but I think that Tony is going to be able to fight his way out of this somewhat easily indeed.
I guess when you think you got Tony, he'll find a way to trip you up and put some pressure on somewhere and make you pay for it.
Well, look at this. He is transitioning into what it's a variation of the Muda lock here.
Oh, is he fighting?
Oh, Kevin left with no choice. Only way he was going to get out of that hold, aside from submitting.
That can't be sanitary at all.
Well, better them than me, but honestly, Kevin, that's just...
Yeah, he's using those rope scissors.
Tactics like that are just a testament to the change in attitude we've seen of this man. And Tony James is, quite frankly, is going to be embarrassed to go back and watch footage and see something like that happen to him.
Yeah, usually Tony's the one sinking the teeth in, not the other way around.
Well, with Matthew interjecting himself on the outside as well. But
yeah, that's probably why he's got him out there, so he can just get his time in. And
Kevin with the crossface.
And he's got that set in tight, it looks like.
We've seen...
Trying to pin him.
A lot of...
Set it right back in.
We've seen a lot of good technical wrestling in this match.
Seems like you just can't shake him, though.
What's perhaps even more surprising is to see Kevin with an edge, however slight, in that department. Comes up with the snapmare, plants both boots right to the sternum. What's Tony James got to do from your point of view here, Joe, to get back into this match?
Tony's got to find a way to catch his breath and pretty much cut Kevin off at a good point so he can get back in control there.
Well, Kevin is perched high atop the top turnbuckle, but Tony James lured him in.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You gotta kind of play dead a little bit and lure your opponent in to get the upper hand.
Well, and Tony with a second wind drops the strap.
Oh, yeah.
Business is about to pick up here.
He's laid it in. He's ready for it.
Oh!
Big old boot to the chin.
The Ichiban leg drop could be the beginning of the end for Kevin Pruitt. Another one.
Reminds me of Hulk Hogan back in the day.
Well, that is one of Tony James' primary inspirations in the wrestling business, and if it worked for the Hulkster, which it most certainly did, then it's certainly good enough for Tony. And look at this, figure 4. Hey,
Can he hold it? Can he hold it?
you can see he takes from the best of the best.
Oh, absolutely.
Covering all the bases here with the Ric Flair-esque figure 4, and Kevin Pruitt.
Seems like he just has enough energy to keep it. Oh, no.
Utter desperation, trying to roll over and reverse the pressure on this.
Tony's got to find a little bit more pressure.
We're about to hear that leg snap.
Yeah, I hear something creaking. I don't know if that's the leather of the boots or if that's the bone.
Oh, Kevin able to roll it over. No, one of these men might be joining you in therapy, Joe, if they remain in this hold much longer.
Yeah, if that happens, they're going to have any more people to wrestle.
Well, it's definitely survival of the fittest here in the PWA. That's why men like Sam Houston are so excited and so proud to be a part of it, just like we're proud to have him a part of things here in the PWA. He's been spreading the word all over the country about what we have in the PWA, and if you didn't believe it beforehand, just watching this match better make you one. Huge running knee into the corner, and another one.
There's a lot of... You can tell there's a lot of speed. Almost.
It went to the well one too many times. I got absolutely leveled with that lariat. My goodness. Matthew on the apron. 10 minutes elapsed. 10 minutes remain.
Oh, what's he doing out there?
Yeah, just as I make the announcement to the
What'd he do? Did he
fans here, Jordan Carlisle comes out, appeared to hand something to Kevin. Well, Tony is engaged with Matthew here on the outside.
They need to get another ref and get him out of there.
Well, they got to do something because this match has started to break down. This what was a very competitive main event, a very well-fought battle between two tough men. Oh, powder! Oh, that's what it was. He gave it. Come on! What?
That is so unprofessional. How are you gonna?
Well, you can tell he's been down in Tennessee with tricks like that. My goodness. Rolls him over to make the cover. Not this way.
Call him the real heel.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the real deal, Kevin Pruitt. Well, and you see just how quickly Tony's tag team champion partner, Rowdy Randy Forrest, made his way out here, and Kevin beating a hasty retreat.
Yeah, it's a good thing he got in there quick, because who knows what those his cronies would have.
Well, taunting Tony with that purloined cowbell there, that bit of plunder that he has. Hate to see our main event end this way.
See, that's where you can't be professional and just take your victory and walk off.
Joe, I hate to end the program on such a low point. It seems like Kevin may have outdone JTH in their race to the bottom here in the PWA with respect to the tactics and earning a victory here.
Yeah, I thought Kevin would be professional about it and end it cleanly, but as you can see, he got dirty and involved his friends.
Well, we've learned to expect the least from Kevin over the recent weeks and months. But fans, that will wrap up the broadcast here. But for now, Big Joe Black and myself like to say thank you for joining us here on PWA. All of the great new fans that have come to check us out, we hope that you like what you saw and you come back for more here on YouTube.
Aaron, the show's over. How can these people see more?
Well, it's as simple as subscribing to PWA Ohio here on YouTube and clicking the notification bell to receive an alert every time we have great new wrestling action on the site.
Or you can check out one of these videos.